Greetings, Professor. We're going to be talking about Quick Learning Application. That is a web app-based learning management system. So the agenda for the presentation is as follows, as you can see on the screen. From the last sprint, we have made certain improvements in the presentation, namely the wiki page was not user-friendly. We have done that. A few user stories were not present on the Jira, so we have created the appropriate Jira tickets for them as well. The product development cycle was mislabeled, so we have changed that. A few stories needed appropriate user story IDs to match the test case IDs. We have rectified that as well. So the accountabilities, there are six team members in the group. Amit Bayal, Ankush, and Genius, we are going to be the software developer. Sharanya, Shravani, and Usha, who are working as software developer, as well as business analyst and database administrator and software tester, respectively. The problem statement, students are not able to communicate clearly what they have studied in a lecture or a class to their parents when they have to guide them for their respective homeworks or their assignments. So we came up with a learning management system which would catalog all the assignments and the topics they are covering in the class each day. Secondly, when the students and teacher are trying to work towards a goal and meet a deadline, they often are confused with the schedule. So this learning management system is going to take care of their scheduling problem, and it's going to give a push notification when the deadline is approaching. And when the parents and the teacher want to meet, they can just schedule an appointment by going to the portal and making an appointment with the respective teacher at the respective time. Project description. So what we are trying to achieve with the learning management system is that we are trying to create, distribute, and manage the delivery of educational content to the student in a regulated manner online so that they can access it from anywhere. In the recent time, we have seen that COVID has interrupted the way students were learning. So this application is going to take care of all the cases that are going to come in future. So the educational content for the students is not hampered and also regulated at the same time. So the next slide, persona, is going to be explained by Genius. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? Hi, everybody. This is me, Genius, and I shall walk you through the personas for the presentation. And we have 4 personas this time, and we start with the first one, which is Mira. Mira is the administrator or the principal of the institute. She's age 34, and she manages the whole learning management system. And well, about her bio, being the principal, she has the administrative privileges and rights. She also has the super user privileges when, like, when she logs in, she gets to see the whole, this like big panel, like where she has all these features, services available, readily available, and all the, she can modify, she can delete, she can add more content on the website, on the application, which, like, she basically has like the administrative privileges, like all the super user, like of the root privileges and access. She can manage and do all these things. Well, she has, like, multiple teachers working as staff members under her, working for her, and those teachers further, handle, like, or manage like 40 students at a time, approximately like 40 students at learning management system, quick learning application. So that's Mira, first persona. Yeah, of course, at the top of the tree, she has the super user privileges administrator. Moving on to the next one, we got Roger. Roger is an instructor, like slash professor. So he teaches mathematics, and he manages, as I said, like approximately 40 students, and conducts lectures online. The content has to be delivered through Roger, so he has the opportunity, he has the option, he has the functionality available. Like, he can upload courses, he can take exams, he can conduct quizzes, he can grade assignments, he also has to grade the students' deliverables coming in, and by the end of the semester, at the end of the academic year, or like annual year, he has to grade the progress report, and like he has to make the certificates for the students, like all the progress report about throughout the year. So yeah, that's Roger. He's a professor, and when he logs into the system, he gets to see all the courses. He can add more courses. He can delete what's there existingly, and then he can obviously take attendance. He has the ability to grade students and their performance, etc. Moving on to the next one, we have Ellison. She is a student, and she's studying. She's in her first year, and she's interested in business. And her interest in business has brought her to learning management system, quick learning application, to study and pursue her goals. So, well, her goals are to aspire and to start a business in the financial sector, for which she needs to pursue education in this field, in the field of study, in finance, by the way. So yeah, she's using her application to uh, grasp all the knowledge and consume the content that is available, readily available on the quick learning application. Another one, we have Tom. Tom is another student. He's 19-year-old who likes to achieve bigger goals and aims to, pursue fly high. So yeah, he's an enthusiast when it comes to studies and singing. But when it comes to studies, like, he's really good at choosing the right platform, so which is quick learning application, and he has chosen learning management system, which helps him, like get him remote access to knowledge, content, information, and all the courses that he's taking. So yeah, scalability, accessibility, functionality, etc. All these terms are like well taken care of by Tom, who's smart enough to choose online learning system and an advanced one, I would say. So, well, that was the fourth persona. So let me walk you all four of these again, once again, to summarize. We had first one, Mira, who was the administrator, the principal. Second one, Roger, who's a teacher slash instructor working under Mira, like as several other instructors. And then we have students like Allison and Tom, who are pursuing their education, have to meet up with their deadlines and submit their assignments, dues, deliverables, etc., and also have to perform, and who aim to get into a good university, their dream university, after completion of their existing course. Or suppose they're doing the undergrads, and then they want to get into a higher level, like master's or PhD level course in the upcoming year. So they're here to pursue their degree, or their education. So yeah, we have the administrator slash principal, we have the students, and we also have the instructors. So those are the personas, and thank you. And I shall see you again with further explanation of some burn down charts and like velocity charts, etc. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Hello, I'm Amit, and I'll be explaining our MVP, minimal viable product. So in past sprints, we have perfected our sign up, login, and logout pages and our admin dashboard. But for this sprint, we added instructor page and a functionality for instructor page to add new courses. Previously, it was assigned to admin only, but now instructor can also add new courses. And for instructor and student, we have added functionality to wishlist the course and a message to admin for any type of queries and any type of questions. And this was our MVP for Sprint 4. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Sharanya and I'm going to tell you about the technologies we are going to use in the project. For database, we are using MySQL and MongoDB. For backend, it's Java and PHP. For frontend, it's React.js and HTML and CSS. For communication, we are going to use Slack channel. For repository, we are going to use GitHub. For project tracking, it's Jira. The deployments of the project we are going to do is in Apache and XAMPP, and the code editor is Visual Studio Code. Next up is the conceptual architecture diagram. It includes 3 stages. The first stage includes adaptive e-learning portal and learning styles acquisition, that is also called as web usage mining. For the second layer, it is learning repository, user classification manager, and interface component manager. This layer is also called as adaptive user interface layer. The third layer is administrative activities, adaptive content manager, and e-learning content repository, which is also called as database or a content layer. The next up is sequence diagram. In sequence diagram, the teacher and the student will log into the portal and they can they can solve the exercise, they can send the exercise to the teacher, and then the teacher can send them their results, and they can do the evaluation and add reports as well. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about the application modeling. Application modeling is nothing but how our application is going to get processed. So whenever you open our application, like there will be authentication and authorization. That means like as a guest, you can enter into an application and you can search for the top courses or for a particular course that you want to be. If you like the application, you can sign up to the application, and then whenever you need it, you can log into the application. Then we are checking with the credentials and username and password, so that we'll be knowing if and only if the user is having the correct username and password, then he or she able to enter into an application. Then if the admin logins, then he'll be able to see these kind of features, nothing but like whatever the departments he had, whatever the courses under that department, how many professors are teaching that particular course, and what are the students list of that particular course under that professor. And also maintaining and monitoring the professors and students profile. There will be a communication channels to send messages from the organization. If there are any events or anything, like they can send the messages and to convey the students and professors that there was an event from the organization. Maintaining and monitoring the course content up to date, so that the students will get more interest to take this course, to take that particular course. Looking into accounts such as like professors monthly payments, and also like salary, and also the students course payment details and everything. Like if the professor logins, then he'll be able to see what is his or her upcoming schedules and list of courses that they are teaching, and if there are any live classes they needs to attend, uploading course related materials, uploading assignment, quizzes and exams, so that they can monitor the students progress. And also giving marks and feedbacks for the students, so that they can improve more. Monitoring the students progress and conduct study hours if the students progress was not good. And there will be communication channels to communicate directly, like from the professor to take help, from the professor to admin to make any changes related to the course, from the professor to students to improve themselves. And also the student, if the student logins, then he'll be able to access for these kind of features, like there will be a list of courses and the weekly schedule, what are the classes he needs to attend, and also personal profile. They also upload assignments, write exams and submit quizzes, marks, achievements, workshops and badges that they gain from in that particular course. And there will be also downloads, so that they can also learn the course content, and also they can access the course content whenever they are offline. Important or saved materials, because of this it is very important. Why? Because like whenever they are going to the job interviews or anything, if they think that that was important topic, they can just revise once, by going through, not from searching in all the course content. They can directly get access from the important or saved materials. Handshake to search the jobs for that particular course. And also there will be communication channels to communicate with the students as well as with the professor, so that they can ask whenever they got any doubt, they can directly send the messages. Course payment details, like, and this is our software development cycle, which is nothing but first we will be creating a stage and production instance. Stage is for testing, and production is if all the features works fine, then we'll release it into the production. Later we'll be designing the DB, where we are creating the necessary tables and inserting the data. And we'll be connecting this database into the backend APIs so that we can retrieve the information that is needed, and we'll be deploying it into the stage environment. And we'll give the service URLs, that means the API URLs, into the front end team. They'll access they'll integrate the backend APIs, and also they'll integrate the UI, and then they also will deploy it into the stage environment. So after there will be testing done in the stage environment, if and only if all the features are working fine as expected, then that will be good and we'll be going to the production. Otherwise, we'll recheck from the database if there is anything going wrong because of that bugs or issues. So this is the cycle for the software development we are following. And this is the sprint 3 recap. We have done the forgot password. If any user forgot the password, then they can change their password with the reset link or anything like that. They can change the password and they can create the new one, adding, listing, deleting, and the course details. Like adding, listing, delete is for admin and professor. Course details will be there in the professor's login. Like course details are nothing but what are the active courses, what are the upcoming courses, what are the course start date and end date, and payment details and everything. And this is the project recap, which is nothing but what we have done from the first sprint to now, like from the sprint like from the first sprint to the sprint 3. This is like we have developed the sign up, login, log out, create my account, update my account, forgot password, course related from the sprint 1, 2, and 3. And coming to this is the sprint 3 versus sprint 4. We already discussed that what we have done in the sprint 3. So this is the sprint 4. So we have fixed few issues in the course details that was there in the instructor page. Like in the last sprint, which is sprint 3, we have developed the course details page. If there are few issues that we are getting, so we have fixed that issues in this sprint. And also we have created a wish list to save the courses for the student, which means like if they likes any course, they can keep it in the wish list and they can buy it whenever they want to learn. Sending messages from one role to other role, that is like from admin to teachers and students, so that they'll be know the updates from the organization. From professor to student and admin, from students to the professor and students, other students. And also we have developed the search bar for the courses for the guest. That means like there will be a search bar. There is no need to keep on checking the courses, that whatever they wants to learn, they can directly type the name of the course in the search bar. They'll be getting few suggestions what of the courses there in that particular organization, so that they can directly go into that course and they can check the price details, what are the course details, start date, end date, and everything. And if they are interested, then they can sign up to our application and they can use the application. Top 10 courses in the market to make interest. Like if they are top 10 courses or interesting, then the guest can able to take that courses and he'll be able to get interest of taking that courses by saying that courses. This is the product backlog. We have few things like few tasks and stories that we placed in the product backlog. Need to encrypt the password while storing it in the database. Like now that we are not storing it properly, like that means we are not encrypting it and keeping keeping it in the database, there will be some hacking issues like accessing one account like the other user account. So to avoid those kind of problems, we have to encrypt the password and keep it in the database so that it will not get corrupted. So we have to convert it into the base 64, and we have to keep it in the database, and then again we have to decrypt whenever the user logins. We are checking for username and password whether it was correct or not. So this task needs to be done, and also some user stories like if the student wants to take that course, they have to do the payment first. So we have to do that payment and everything. We have to take the transactions and everything, keep the payment transactions from one person to another person. So for that linkage, this user story we have to do. And also we need a faster loading pages. Also, as a user, I want to see the content in my language so that it will be convenient for me. That means here the user is nothing but admin, professor, or student. So if the language is consistent, like in their own language, they can easily understand it. Like if they are not comfortable with the English. And also the user needs to see the user have want to see the notification so that he'll be knowing the updates, whatever the updates he was getting. And also students to check the grades, and the professor to upload the materials, and again the students to see the materials, and also the student to download the materials, professors to upload the assignments, students to submit the assignments. All these kind of features we have to include it in our application. So these are the upcoming features that we are planning to do. This is the sprint backlog. This will be explained by the Ankush.
So this is the sprint backlog that we have designed for sprint 4. We have 6 user stories in this, and the story points are assigned based on the workload that we have to do. So firstly, the student can have a wish list and add their courses in the wish list. Second, the admin can communicate with the student or the teacher. Student can do the same, and the professor vice versa. The fifth user story that we're going to make is the guest can come onto the web app and look for the search and look for the course, and they can save it in their wish list if they sign in. And they can also have a look at the top courses that are there as a guest. User stories, the user stories and the acceptance criteria for all the 6 stories that were presented to you in the product backlog are as follows, with the appropriate user stories ID. And the next slide is going to be explained by Shravani.
Hi, today I'm going to explain about the test cases. Each user story has the unique ID, which is user story ID, and each test case has a unique ID, which is a test ID. And this is the description about the test cases, and this is the test cases what we are testing for, and what is the current state of the user, in which tab or which page the user is currently working on, and this is the test data. What is the in order to pass the test case, what data should we be given, and this is the expected result, and this is the status whether the test case is a pass one or the fail. So first test case is check whether the user is logged in as a student. So for this we are checking, going into the profile and checking the role whether the user is logged in into the as a student or the admin or the instructor. So if user is logged in as a student, then only he can add the courses into the wish list. And if he is logged in as an admin or if he's logged in as an admin or professor, then he should not be given an option to add the courses into the wish list. So first he need to select the courses, the student, and then he should insert the his courses into the wish list. And after that, if he doesn't like it, so he should be given an option to remove the courses from the wish list. This is all about the test case one, and this is about sending the message as an admin. As an admin, he should communicate with the students as well as the professor. So first we are checking whether the user is logged in as an admin by going into the profile, checking the role, and then he should enter this message in the text box, and then he should be able to click on the send button so that all the students and the professors get will be able to see the messages given by the admin. And we are checking, like, after logging out and out and logging in the application again, so all the messages should be there. There should be no loss of the messages. That condition also we have checked. And the message when it is delivered, the message when it is delivered and when it is received, it should be the same. So that condition is this one. And if he's logged in as a student or the professor, then he cannot send the messages. So that is the user story about this. And the next one is, if your user is logged in as a student, then he should first, we are checking whether he is logged in as a student or not. Then he should be able to enter the message in the text box, and then and click on the send button. Then a user should be able to send the messages to the admin, should not be able to send the messages to the admin, and he can only send the messages to the professor. And same condition, like after logout and login, the messages should be there. There should be no deletion of the deleting of the messages, and the message while delivered and while received should be the same. This is the test case about the sending the messages as a professor. As a professor, he should be able to send the messages to the admin as well as the students. So first we are checking whether the user is logged in as a professor, and then he should enter the message in the text box and click on the send button, and then able to send the messages to the students. And after logging on log out of the application, so he should be able to see the messages. This is all about the student sending the messages as a professor. And the searching courses, if someone user logged in as a guest, so you should be given an option to search the courses. So when the user enters, user should be able to enter his text in the text box, and then whenever he searches first 4 characters or 3 characters, then he should get the suggestions. These are the list of the courses which are present in the application. And if he enters any wrong course details, then he should get a pop-up message that he has entered the invalid course, like that. And this is the top 10 courses. When he opens the application, he should be able to see the top 10 courses which we are offering, and he can select the courses from there. And these are the list of stories and stories completed or not completed in this sprint. In this sprint, this is the last sprint of the semester, so we try to make all this in all the sprints consistent, and we have planned our works accordingly so that we do not have any stories not completed. And these are the list of the stories which we have completed. That the user, as a student, if the user logs in, then he should be able to add his courses in the wish list. And if he has, as an admin or the student or the professor, he should be able to communicate with each other so that they can see each other's messages and reply to them in the itself. This is all about seeing the details, course details, what are the courses he can see, what are the most top 10 courses which are present in the application, and which of the courses he can select. So this is all about the stories completed and not completed. And the next will be explained by Genius.
All right, guys, I'm back here to explain you some charts And the first one we have right in front of us is like the team velocity chart. So yeah, we started the team velocity chart representation with like, well, I can explain you the axis first, what represents what. So on the x-axis, we have the sprint 1, 2, and 3, and 4 consecutively. And on the y-axis, we see like, those are the story points. So like we got it on the scale from like the minimum from the list 0 to all the way up to max 15. So yes, we started with sprint 1 with like, say, close to 5 story points, and we had it pretty much close to like 7 to 8. And then sprint 3 was like, a bit of an extra work and like, an extra, I would say like, a lot of dedication. So yeah, it was like close to 15 story points. And sprint 4, the latest one, the recent one, the right one, the one that we're on right now, had like close to 14 story points. So yeah, that is a team velocity chart. And for the average velocity, we calculated, and it turned out to be like 10.25, 10.25. So yeah, that is the team velocity chart. And well, the next one we have is like the burn down chart. So again, 15 story points, and starting with November 30 all the way to December 21st. That is like the sprint for these dates are only for like sprint for November 30th to December 21. And looks like an ideal burn down chart. So like pretty close to the benchmark, the green line, which is like, the benchmark that we set to. Well, we had a few ups and downs, but like we try to manage to stick around and like get the job done. Yeah. This is the committed against completed against committed ratio, like 100%. And yeah, so quick learning QL stands for quick learning. Sprint 1 we had like 5, sprint 2 we had 7, and sprint 3 we had 15, and like 4 we had like 14 story points. So yeah, it all went well. And thanks to you for listening to our presentation, and we appreciate it, and thank you once again. On to the next person.
Now I'm going to tell about the retrospect, what went well, what did not go well, and what improvement items has to be taken in the next sprint. So, what about what went well? We have, as a team, we have increased our collaboration and communication, and trust among ourselves has increased, and trying to complete the tasks upon the deadlines, and better understanding among our team members, and improves the team productivity, and an ability to learn from the past mistakes and not trying to repeat them. And we are trying to improve ourselves in each and every sprint, and better at anticipation of the future problems. We are able to estimate the problems in a better way, and the time management is efficient, and all the team members knew what to do and how to do it, and backlog items were prioritized and worked on it accordingly, so we haven't missed any of the items that has to be done. And we discussed about the user stories and got the better understanding about it. And we were able to discuss, each of us shared their ideas how to go on with their user stories, so we were able to complete all the tasks on time. What did not go well? So our estimates were a bit optimistic, and we have not reached our testing goals, and they were like in the user stories. We were trying to change the user story in the late sprint, so that did not go well, and unexpected bugs rise during the unit testing, so that took bit longer time to resolve it. And we are find more accurate ways to estimate our user stories. And what needs the improvement is, we get better at the estimating the user story, like depending upon the story points and prioritizing the user story, so we get better estimating upon it. And user testing should be developed immediately after the user story is developed, so unit testing should be done. And holding the meetings whenever someone is facing the issues, and so we need to hold the meetings, and set the time for each sprint for the knowledge sharing. whoever worked on the different user stories, so they can explain what the difficulties they faced in the user story, so that it will be a learning experience for the others too. And guarantee all the user stories have the clear acceptance criteria before picking them up, and use a more accurate ways to estimate the story size. The story size is the higher the complexity, so the story size will be the more. And the stories planned and committed for this next sprint is like, first one, you need to encrypt the password while storing it in the database. And need the faster, now the loading of pages is happening, but we want to make it faster. And this is the, as a student, the user needs to make the payment for the course he has taken. And this user story, as a user, he wants to see the notifications, so that he get all the updates about the courses he is taken in. And this one, as a professor, he would like to upload the materials for the course, so that the students can revise everything at the time he taught. And as a student, he should be able to see the courses which the professor has published it. And as a student, I would like to download the materials, so that he can, whenever he do not have the access to the internet, so he can work on them. And the next will be continued by Amit.
Hello again, I'm Amit, and I'll be explaining again our slides app screenshots. So this is our front page. We have added a search for the courses for guests, and the top 10 latest courses on our quick learning website. So this is what the layout is. This is our instructor page that we did in the sprint 4. Now instructor can add new course. As you can see, there's multiple functionality inside add new courses, that like active courses, pending courses, draft courses, free courses, and paid courses. And also instructor can filter courses according to the status, price, and categories. And this is our functionality for students and instructors to wishlist a course. And this is a functionality to message our site admin for any queries or any questions related to anything for students and instructors both. This is our add new course layout for instructor page. So after clicking on add new course, instructor can follow these basic requirements to just add a course to the website. And that's it. This is our wiki page link, and thank you and happy learning.